Dr. Allan Boesak says, listen, I don't care who says what. DA and ANC coalition it's gonna be a disaster. It shouldn't happen. It must not happen. I'm very pleased to see white people standing up and say, listen, we don't care who says what when. We don't give a damn, not even a swimming pool. The fact on the table are that the A and ANC coalition is a no, 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 no. And it ends there. What the other thing is, what I like about it is that it's just a moment of education to say, not all white people are racist. But I've said it that before, that not all white people are racist. And I fully concur to that. There are white people that are very friendly. There are white people that are very, man, they're genuine in what they do, right? And, they make mistakes like everybody else. Like, black people make mistakes too. So we can't always play the racism card when they make mistake. You understand? I'll give an example about this. I know I'm deviating a bit. Ntando, is it Ntando or what? Ntando Tumane? I'm not sure. This girl who's a celebrity. She parked at the wrong spot somewhere, and there was this white lady that told her, shouldn't be parking here. This parking is reserved for disabled people. She was arrogant. But then, I like South Africans, black on everybody, they came hard on her to show that just because a person is white doesn't necessarily mean that when there's a fight between black and a white person, we're always going to side with the black person, even when the black person is wrong. I like that. That to me, so it is with a white person coming up and say, listen, no. The election between this ANC and a DA, that blend, you know what I'm saying? Where you saw black people siding with the white person, now you see a white person siding with other people who are black, who are saying, no, this collusion thing between DA, it's just a nonsense. Do you see? It would have been nice if we live under that South Africa, where it doesn't matter the race. What matters is the principle at stake. What matters is the fact at stake. That is the type of South Africa I think the whole world will marvel when they look at. So to me, it is so interesting to see a white person opposing the coalition between ANC and DA and giving you facts and facts alone. And I'm kind of, just that alone, I was like, wow, this is so interesting, right? This is very, 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 very interesting to me. You're just learning something about, this whole thing. It just affirms the fact that there's nothing good that will come out of the elections of the coalition between DA and the ANC. But nevertheless, there's something good that will come out of this. If you are not yet subscribed, what are you waiting for? Come on, good people, because to subscribe it is free, to like the video it is free, to comment in the comment section below it is free of charge, to click the notification bell it is free of charge, to share this video it is free of charge, to watch this video until the end it is free of charge. Also, good people, come on, to watch the ads, it's free of charge, and that's how you financially contribute to this YouTube channel. Speaking about financially contribution to the channel, you can become a member of this YouTube channel from as little as 20 Rand a month. You can also use the Super Thanks button. In case you don't want to do that, guys, there is a way where you can use my media company banking details to donate to the channel, and you know what I'm saying, we'll bring you more, and also guys want to buy more equipment. So the power is in your hands. Please do the honorable thing as we proceed. Okay, so there was an article that was written by, this article is found on IOL. Hey, me and IOL were fit. They've done a lot in terms of writing what is currently happening, so that's why I do this now. It was written by Usizwe Dlamini, editors, and Falcon. So let's give credit to IOL. In the wake of President Ramaphosa's announcement on Government of National Unity, the vulnerability of the president has been underscored by leverage willed by the Democratic Alliance, DA, according to Dr. Allan Boesak. I don't know if I'm pronouncing. Look, I don't know if I'm pronouncing the same name right. Former political and anti-apartheid struggle veteran. His remarks shed light on how the opposition party influences could significantly impact the political landscape and potential jeopardize the president's standing. I agree. I wouldn't have said it better. Speaking to the matter, Boesak emphasized the significance of upholding fundamental values and principles rather than focusing solely on individual personalities. Uh, Spot on. He said, I will rather say, let us put the principles and the values in front. If the president does not, in his character, in his track record and intentions, correspond with those values and those public proclaimed fundamentals that we now see, it's not that the person that is non-negotiable. It's the principle that non-negotiable. He's gonna explain this. Let's leave this one. The assertion implies that Ramaphosa's adherence to these values could be a point of contention. I agree. I wouldn't have said it better. Politically, making him susceptible to pressure from political adversaries. I wouldn't have said it better. I wouldn't have said it better. Spot on. Of particular concern is the unresolved Marikana massacre, where 34 miners lost their lives in a tragic incident. Allegation regarding the president's involvement, including reportedly instructing authorities to treat the miners as criminals, continue to cast a shadow over his leadership. The lack of closure and his matter raises questions about accountability and justice. Then Dr. Allan says, I will think that if anybody has leverage over somebody else, it seems to me that the DA has that a lot of leverage over the ANC president, because they have that leverage over the ANC president, which is now a country's president. The Marikana matter comes to mind, which is not solved at all, which nobody seems to want to talk about. He then says, I worry about Marikana. I worry about the 34 black miners killed in few minutes. I worry about the email sent by the president giving instruction to treat them as if they were just criminals that deserves nothing else. I worry about things like, I will say I need to hear a different accounting of that solution. You know, he's mentioning something that is very important to me here when he says that it appears like the DA has got leverage on him. You know, when a person has got leverage on you, it means that I've got something on you. So you do my will. Because what we're seeing a Ramaphosa that is exactly adhering to the DA's request. That's why DA is this arrogant. DA guys, those people are very arrogant. Those guys are very arrogant. You understand what I'm saying? So we are beginning to see a DA that is super arrogant. We are beginning to see a DA that doesn't care, doesn't give a damn not having a swimming pool. The problem with that is that, right? The problem with that is that it creates a scenario. It creates a certain thing, right? It tells us that no, man, Ramaphosa is a faithful servant to those. To the white monopoly capital. Indeed, I agree with that. They said, furthermore, the DA scrutiny extends to the Palapala scandal, which allegedly involved transaction in US dollars and prompted inquiry by both local and international authorities. The opposition party efforts to seek answers through correspondence with institutions such as US Federal Bureau of Investigation (FBI) demonstrate a concerted push for accountability from Ramaphosa. He then, Dr. Allan said the following: we know from the mouth of DA itself that they had written to the FBI to investigate Palapala matter because it was a thing that was done in US dollars. And so, did it contravene any law in the United States? Did it contravene any law in South Africa? And so they followed up the letter to the FBI, which they had declared openly, right? Says Dr. Allan. I like what this man is raising up here. He says, as SARS commissioner, did say that there was a declaration from Ramaphosa and that it was his complaint. He says that there was a declaration. I don't know how money can be smuggled into the country, allegedly hidden under away stolen. Only when it was stolen, this came to light. How could that be compliancy? But maybe maybe that's definition I don't understand. I am just a pastor. I don't know things. He's raising very important questions here. This is very important to say we only got to know about the money when it was stolen. So it means that if it was not stolen, we wouldn't have known about the money. Yeah. What more what more we don't know? There's more that we don't know. And I want you to pay attention to that. There's more that we don't know. He then says, to those who are who the issue that can be raised at any time. If I had that kind of leverage like DA will have, I will say to the president, unless you do what I say, I will raise these issues. Unless you do what I say, I will not block votes in parliament of no confidence against you when these matters are raised. That's another interesting. Oh yes, I get when he speaks about leverage. I get it. I get it. I get it. And now I understand very much clear when he speaks about leverage, because it makes sense that why does the man lean towards DA? It shows that he understands that, you know what, the chances of me getting fired in an unprecedented manner, like a simple vote of no confidence and I'm gone, are very high when some of the members of the ANC are displeased. In fact, for Ramaphosa to be the president this time, hey, this man, if he survives this time, and if he survives everything and becomes the president, chances are he won't finish even a year in that seat. He's in a very awkward position and he puts himself there. He subjected himself there. He has lost the votes of majority of black people. And within the ANC, it's going to be tough. And so it seems to me that whichever way he turns lens, it seems to focus every single time on Ramaphosa. And because from every time of local point of view, from a legal point of view, from a political liability point of view, from an ethical and moral point of view, it seems to me, to be an easy target, a person with a sort of what hanging over his head. I want to concur with that to say, hey, Ramaphosa, but I feel like he has subjected himself into this position. If he did not allow himself in all of this, he wouldn't have been here. So it seems to look okay. Yeah, we've read that. If the DA has that thought, and it doesn't matter in what position the DA is in, it can certainly use that. But that's how political reality works. He is stating some facts, this man. He then continued, now I don't know what they may be discussing among each other. I don't know what promises they might be making to each other. All I know is if you have a person as a president on your country with that with that cloud hanging over you, then you are vulnerable to all sorts of things, and every single thing that you are vulnerable for is bad for the people. Oh my God. Yeah, he wrote quite a long. It's quite a long, but the essence of it is that I think it is important for us to. What can I say? He's saying things that are very much open and clear. Ramaphosa somehow is vulnerable. Why does he lean towards the DA? It's a question that a lot of people might think it's just a question, but this question is very important. He can't just be leaning towards the DA. The ANC has a national plan built onto 2030 goals. Already, the ongoing reality of social inequalities will remain a part of South Africans' life now. If you have a neoliberal capitalist system, no plan to change those socio-economic inequalities, that undermines everything else, and that brings revolution to the country, if it's not stopped and redirected, hey, what he's saying here, it goes back to the question that I've been always asking, to say, what has Ramaphosa done for this country? I mean, if you can clearly define that, you'll be the happiest person alive. What has Ramaphosa done for South Africa? What has Ramaphosa done for a mere South Africa who is living on the street, probably selling on the street? What impact has Ramaphosa have in such a person's life? You can't measure the impact with the people around him. We need to measure his impact by the people on the floor. If his efforts reaches somebody on the floor, then he's worth voted for by the person on the floor, right? But let's proceed. That's why the DA can speak of things like meritocracy, which is a code word for new form of racism. Because if you speak about meritocracy, and fits for purpose without historical context and depoliticizing it, then it's pure racism. It says, if as a black child and that person as a white child with an equal opening to a decent education, that we still have today, come out of other end, and we are tested on merit, laid down by people who have been advantaged, way above that. Way above that. That's what they deserve, and are way above what is needed to do. I don't understand this bit of paragraph, but let me read it again. If, as a black child, and that person as a white child with an unequal opening of a decent education, that still have today, or we still have that today, come out to other end, and we are tested on merit, laid down by people who have been advantaged way above what they deserve and way above what needed to. Okay, I understand it now. It says that if you have the DA most prominent black leaders resign one after another because they can no longer sit in that forge of racism that the DA tries to keep under surface but pops up every time it matters. And in fact, this statement here is very important, because Muslim Maimane did confirm that DA is a racist political party. Right? They are racist, those guys. For the fact that Tabo Helen Zille believes that apartheid was a good thing for colonization was a good thing for black people. For the fact that Helen Zille believes that, how do you even eat in the same table with Helen Zille, a person who believes that there's nothing wrong with racism? How do you even sit on the table with such a human being? Now, the one power, you want to give them power. You think that they will best run this country? No, they are not going to run this country. They are not. Abahlalele bame nje kancane aboHelen Zille bayobuye babonwe mase kufika isikhathi sabo mangabe siyoke sifike. Kodwa kwamanje abareste laphana Helen Zille nabangani bakhe ne right la nihleli khona, kubekani nihlale lapho nizoboniwa when the time is right. But for now, the time is not right. You know what I'm saying? I think that's the best way we can summarize it. For now, Helen Zille, Steinhazen. No, 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 no. It's not the time for you guys to get into power. Just forget about it. At least for this, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, but guys, I'll see you on the next one. But until such a time, guys, when we shall meet, please do take care.